Hello to anyone that's joined so far, if anyone is here. How are we doing? If you have joined, do let me know in the comments. Do let me know in the comments who we've got with us. Let's see. Go retweet that. Oh, it's not there. Why is it not on X? Am I? Doesn't say. Doesn't say I am. How we doing? Let me know in the chat who we've got in. We'll be fully starting the stream in a second. I'm just getting the links out there, ready to obviously get people in. If everything will work, anyway. But yeah, I'll get round to the comments in a minute. So yeah, do let me know who we've got with us. Come on. Right, let me see if this hasn't come on yet. Then we will just crack on. Is it there? Nope. Right, we'll just crack on anyway then. Alright, let me get my screen up. To those of you that have jumped in so far, thank you very much. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream. There we go, right. The screen should be coming on now. Ooh. Nick, how are we doing? We've got Use Your Ears, bro, saying, hey up, Chief. Hello, mate. Hey, use your ears, bro. I don't know if I've ever seen you in the chat before, mate. I don't think so. If I have, I do apologize, but I don't think I have. I don't recognize that username anyway. So if you are new, mate, welcome to the stream. It's great to have you here. Do make sure you let us know a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself. I'll give you the full introduction as well to everyone that's watching. But yeah, if you are new, that's fantastic because it's always good to have new viewers. So yeah, big up anyone that's new to watching. Currently, we've got Bitcoin just on a little bit of a low time frame decline, haven't we? We failed to get above that 71.5K region. So I've watched but not said anything. Okay, well, you're more than welcome to always put in the chat whatever you want, mate. As long as it's nothing offensive. As long as it's nothing offensive, it's all good. So it's great to have you, and thank you very much for your first time putting something in, mate. It's always good to have more discussion in the chat and more people jumping in. So yeah, everyone give Use Your Ears a big welcome in the chat. But yeah, as for Bitcoin, we've not really got much change, have we, at all? And there is actually something that I do want to pull up, which will be, hang on, here. I'll get it up now. It's the CSE newsletter with thanks, mate. Yeah, it's good. It's great to have you. Great to have you. Let me close that off. Close that off, and we'll get that up. But yeah, we've not really had much change, have we? We've not really got much going on. Let me reload this up. Hang on. Here we go. There we go. Laptop's taking a bit of time today. It keeps freezing a little bit, but yeah, we're on there anyway. So what we may as well do is go and cover the CSE newsletter first and foremost. This goes out every Wednesday, and it's put together by myself, Spud, and Wiz as well. So yeah, it's always a good one on a Wednesday, and I always go through it on stream as well. Oh, well, when I remember anyway. So GM, Bitcoin is at a tipping point. After failing to reclaim 71,500, the price is rolling over and drifting towards untested demand below. This is where the market decides whether a high time frame low forms, or if we see one more leg down before the real bottom is in. So structure is echoing past cycle behavior, sentiment is stretched, and major macro data drops this week. It does, and it's sponsored by PrimeXBT. You can find a link to PrimeXBT in the description, which will see you be able to trade gold and silver on there. But Bitcoin's big reveal. So Bitcoin's big reveal, and look at that for an image as well. Little magic card trick. Bitcoin is yet to confirm whether it has formed a bottom or if further downside is expected before it ultimately reaches a high time frame low. So Bitcoin. Now this is the image, what I put together. Looks nice and pretty, doesn't it? Some nice technicals on there. And this is basically the outlook of Bitcoin at the moment. Is this is where we are. I have a break above $71,500, which should, in theory, see us head towards 76, 77, up towards the net point of supply, which would be a good run in itself, wouldn't it? That would be around a 10k. That'd be nice. 10% run ish, or fall down and test demand, which has yet to be tested. Obviously, this is where we put in the candle bodies on the low. Obviously, not the liquidation wick itself, but when price steadied for a good few hours and then started to trend upwards after finding a bottom, that's obviously where demand came in to push the price back to the upside pretty hard as well. So that is at the moment untested demand. We haven't gone back and tested that. So we'd obviously ultimately see what came from that when we went there. And then that would likely result in either demand coming in again and then bouncing, or demand not coming in and selling pressure being too hard, and then price heading back down towards the liquidation wick at $60,000. Do apologize. So Bitcoin is at a tricky spot after failing to break above 71,500 after several attempts. That's basically, what we've just discussed there, isn't it? On that image. That's basically the outlook of Bitcoin as well at the moment. If you're wondering, obviously, what may you be waiting for, or, what are the next important levels on Bitcoin, that is basically it. So it is important that you keep a close eye on it. 2022 versus 2026. So Bitcoin has two pathways on the high time frame: put in a concrete low or give false hope before another leg down. The structure is very similar to 2022 currently, when looking at the breakdown from all-time high and how the price is behaving. From here, it could give a complacency bounce before another leg down occurs, before a final bottom is reached. On the other hand, $60,000 may prove to be the bottom, and it spends the next few months accumulating and pushing back towards $100,000 plus. A third and unexpected scenario could be that Bitcoin speeds up a bear market and just melts down from here, giving a fast but quick end to find a bottom. So let me know in the chat, guys, what do you think out of them three scenarios is the most likely? Do you think bounce and then another leg down? Do you think we formed a bottom now, and then we're just going to trade in accumulation for a little bit, which is basically just side to side in it, before then making a push back to the upside? Or does anyone actually think that we've just stalled at the moment and selling pressure is going to come back in and we will just melt and continue to melt all the way down? I've not seen many people call for that, and I've not seen many suggestions of it, with good reason as well. You know, you could definitely argue for where we are on Bitcoin, it should either be a place for a decent bounce or the bottom. But you never know. We've seen Bitcoin do some crazy things in the past, haven't we? So let me know in the chat, guys. What do you think? Make sure you do drop a like on the stream as well if you haven't. But yeah, what do you think? Let me know in the chat. It'd be interesting to know. ETH versus Sol. Ethereum is hanging in the balance. It is yet to fully test the weekly demand zone at 1,600, which over the past 3 years has proved to be strong support. So that is obviously talking about this one here. So you can see, obviously, when we came up in 2023, we used it as accumulation there, then pushed back up. Then again, used it as support, and where price reaccumulated, and then bang up. And then, of course, last year on the Trump tariff crash, that is where price went all the way down to. So Ethereum is hanging in the balance. Have I just read that? I can't remember. I think I've just read that top one, haven't I? At that point, Tom Lee and Bitmain will be 60% down on their investment. So you can see all the way up there, 3,825. That is Tom Lee and Bitmain's average entry into Ethereum. So they are already around minus 50%. But definitely, you know, that $1,600 region is and has been strong demand and strong support over the past 3 years. Good morning, John. How are we doing? Great to see you, mate. However, it is not out of the question for ETH to drop to 2022 lows and test 1,100, which is the next grey box to the downside, or even the $881 low. So that was obviously where ETH got capitulation to, wasn't it, back in 2022? And it just never returned to there. You know, that has always remained as the capitulation wick. Ethereum, like other altcoins, is at the mercy of what Bitcoin does next. A Bitcoin low would be bullish for everything. Another leg down leaves everything on the table. So let me know in the chat, guys. What do you think? You know, if we go back, I've seen a few people have joined in the past couple minutes. We'll go back just a little bit up to this Bitcoin one, looking at 2022 versus 2026. Now, there's two scenarios on the chart. Let me know what you think about them two. Which one do you think it's going to be? Or there is a third scenario, which I didn't plot on the chart, but it is the potential scenario where Bitcoin just continues to melt to the downside, and it maybe just crashes to 50k and 40k from here. Doesn't really give much of a bounce, and ultimately just speeds up, you know, any sort of bear market that we're experiencing, and just gets it all the way done in one swift, fast, horrible move. But then it's done, isn't it? So let me know. Obviously, the two most likely scenarios are these two. Either complacency bounce to the upside and then drop for a final leg, or this is the bottom and we accumulate here and then start a new rally and a new push back to the upside. Let me know in the chat, what do you think? But I mean, that's still named as ETH versus Sol. I forgot to change that to Ethereum. Oh well, it's not the end of the world. But anyway, yeah. So and the same for ETH. Bracing myself for the incoming hit. Just hope it's bearable. Oh, so colour me bed. That you think? What do you think, mate? You think that we're gonna get another impending drop? Is that what you think? Do you think that we're pending to go to the downside? I suppose same for Ethereum then. Do you think that kind of another test of 1,600 here would be the bottom? Or do you think there's a chance that we go to the lower grey box or even the 2022 capitulation? Let me know in the chat. Hyperliquid had a phenomenal solo bounce, and didn't it just this here when it came down into here and then just went bazooka bang all the way up there. It ripped to almost a 2x to the upside it has also kept afloat extremely well compared to other altcoins. We've fell to the downside, haven't we? But as you can see, Hyperliquid is still way above its current yearly low, like quite a bit above. So it's got a lot of room to potentially retrace before it even comes back into that level. However, it could not get past resistance and now has begun to sell off as the overall market conditions are just not there for anything to sustain bullish momentum. This could see Hype gradually trade back into demand towards $20. And like everything else, there are other lower levels to potentially be tested if Bitcoin drags the market down again, which would be the $17 region or that $10 to $12 region where Hype found a bottom last year. So do let me know in the chat as well. What do you think is the most likely? Lower, just the way the world is, says Colour Me Bed. Steve-O says, howdy to you, sir. Howdy. I'm Barros. Good afternoon to you, sir. Good afternoon. I need to put the poll in, don't I? Nick, I'm surprised you've not budged me on that. I'm surprised. You slacking, mate? You slacking, Nick? Right, there you go. So, polls in on the chat. And let's have a read through the rest of the newsletter as well, because it's not just my sections that get put in here. Wiz does a great section as well. And he's labelled this the Magic Money Tree. The dominant theme of this week has been the Magnificent Seven's accelerating shift towards capex heavy infrastructure spending, triggering a notable cooling across mega cap tech valuations. Microsoft sold off aggressively, Google weakened, and Meta delivered extreme volatility. You can see obviously this is Amazon, this one. So you can see this coming down here, and Wiz has actually put two potential trades on there, which is the long here and the short up here. So combined projected capex for the next year now exceeds $600 billion across the group, pushing total infrastructure spend over $1 trillion in just the past couple of years. The market is beginning to reassess what this level of investment means for margins, cash flow, and forward earnings. The repricing process appears to be underway. Within that context, selective opportunities are emerging. Amazon stands out, which is obviously what he's put up here with support and resistance points, and of course, them two potential trades. And basically, he's just outlined that. So, the Fear and Greed Index. The Fear and Greed Index is at some of the lowest levels in history. It currently scores 11 with extreme greed, but it has been as low as 9 this week. Looking back on the data, this region, have you noticed that where that says 20? Look at that. That says now extreme fear 20. It was actually 11. Anyway, looking back on the data, this region around a 10 score is where the index has hit during times of mass panic, but also opportunity. And then important dates. We've got two big important day releases. One of which we've actually missed, haven't we? Because it was NFT 40 minutes ago. But yeah, so we had that. And then big one on Friday. We've got CPI. So CPI on Friday. Big one. That's the biggest one of the month generally. So we'll see what happens with that. Looks like Bitcoin is actually pushing back to the upside. Yes, it is. Bitcoin's curling back to the upside now. So look at that. Have a little browse. Yeah, Bitcoin's getting a big push back to the upside. And we have a look. Stonksy came in, the red background here, caught all the drop to the downside, and we are now turning into a green background. BPN says 73.5 before 56. BPN giving his word of wisdom there. Please, crypto gods. What's the please mostly for BPN out of them two? Is it to get to 73.5 so you can short, or to get to 56 so you can long or buy, whatever it is you're planning on doing? Which is the please going out to there? Is it the short? I'm guessing it's the short from 73.5 is what you're really after. But yeah, thank you for joining BPN. Great to see you. We've got some great viewership as well today. 15 live viewers on YouTube. Please do make sure drop a big like. Make sure you subscribe. And of course, if you want to trade anything, All them links are active in the description. BLOFIN and WEEX for non-KYC, purely crypto trading. Or, if you do want to dabble in some indice trading, some gold and silver, some stock trading, or some FX trading, that link to Prime XBT is in there as well, which of course you can use your crypto for. But yeah, BPN, what are you kind of hoping for the most, mate? Let me know. Yeah. Lovely. But yeah. So we got US Open coming at us in just over 15 minutes. Do make sure you get your vote in. Would be nice, Dave. Take out more shorts before lower. Yeah. And I am interested to see how PA develops. I think what would be fascinating is if we had a crystal ball, and I would just be so fascinated to fast forward, say 3 months into the future, and see if we actually do get a decent complacency bounce, which leads to another leg lower, or if we just go lower generally. Now, a push to 73.5 is definitely not a complacency bounce, is it? It's just not big enough. Or, do we find a bottom and then start to reaccumulate and then head back to the upside? I think now is one of the most intriguing points on Bitcoin, where you would just love to be able to fast forward to the future and see. For me, anyway, that's what I think. Let's see what everything else is doing. So Bitcoin's getting a nice push. What are we up on the day? So we're still actually negative on the day with that downtrend this morning. But we've got ETH just about back over 2K. I want 56 to 124, really. So you want the bottom at 56 and then to trade all the way up towards all-time high. It's like a 2x that as well, isn't it? It's basically a actually it's over a 2x. It's over a 2x. That would be nice. Yeah, I think make everyone think the bottom was really in. Then 27 or lower. Fucking hell, that would look so fucked on the chart. I don't know about that, mate. I don't know. That would look so fucked on the chart. I mean, can you imagine that actually happening? I thought you was gonna say like you either thought 56 was gonna be like the actual bottom. Now I know obviously you was talking about 27 and 30 and stuff, but you need to ring your magic. Yeah. I still haven't got it, mate. I still haven't got the bell. That would look so fucked on the chart. Like, what, down to 56? So basically just sweep that a bit and then grind all the way up to there. And then all the way... That would look so fucked on the chart, wouldn't it? That would definitely beat that double top that we got in 2021. That would definitely beat that. I don't know about that. I personally was thinking like a complacency bounce up to around like 84, 85, and then final leg lower. I don't know about that. Like that just seems wild to me. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it would come in as another double top, wouldn't it? But that's the BPN ideal plan anyway. I was kind of just thinking this, like, just up towards here, because what you have here is obviously you have it would come in as an SR test. So we'd just reject on the underside from that range that we was in, wouldn't we? But then also we've got the CME gap. So then you just then go, okay, bang, see you later, and then down. So that's what I was thinking. You come up for a decent sized bounce, and then you close the CME gap, slam into SR, and then there's your complacency bounce done. Because from that point, you've had a 40% bounce on Bitcoin. Which, if you look at the one that we got in 2022, doesn't mean it's going to be the same. But that was 46%. And that was enough to get people mega bullish again, wasn't it? Do you remember that? That was enough to get people mega bullish again. So I don't know. We'll see, I suppose. Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking. You got BPN thinking 56 to 124 and then sub 30. What's everyone else thinking? That's my kind of idea. Is up towards 80, 84, 85, round off, simple CME gap fill and rejection, and then one last blowout down towards 30 or 40. That would be the ultimate zone for me anyway. That's where I would just buy relentlessly and pray. But you could also argue that, maybe does this zone just offer a little bit of something as well? Not as Doesn't make as much sense on the chart by any means because ideally we come and fill this in as well from on the way up, but definitely offers something. Anyway, let me know in the chat. I want to know your guys' thoughts. Don't be too shy about it. Come on, let me know what you think. There's no shame in putting your idea on the line. I could definitely 100% be wrong. Anyone could be wrong, but it's good to have discussion. I'd like to know what you guys think. Anyway, I'm going to go to the toilet quickly before we get US Open. So don't go anywhere. Stick around, and we'll be back, obviously, covering the Open and then anything else you guys want me to run through. Right, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Anything can happen, sure. You think, yeah? There's no shame in sharing it, even if it's wrong. Who cares? Who cares? I've been wrong more times than I can count. Steve says, I have never seen anyone so well trained for timing, like clockwork, Dave. Yeah, you know it, mate. Right, let's close down the poll. That's again 50-50. We had 50-50 on Monday. We don't normally get 50-50. But we got 50-50 again, so yeah, interesting. Anyway, people haven't put the thoughts in the chat, so we'll just assume that half of you think maybe the bottom's in and half of you think that we've got lower to come. I think that, is that fair to say? I think that might be fair to say. But yeah, currently got 2 minutes to go. I'll tell you what, we haven't checked on the good old Chipster in a while, have we? Chippy back up to 790k. Not bad. Not bad. Obviously, correction with the rest of the market, but that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. It's in the pool, yeah. So yeah, there we have it with that. Yeah, we'll just see. I think what really we need to do is obviously just, we're not going to get anything exciting until we break either end, are we? Anyway, let's crack on, shall we? But yeah, I think what I just mentioned there about, you know, being ready for some consolidation, maybe. That's it, innit? Like we're just waiting for either a break above or a breakdown. So how long, you know, how long's a piece of string? We've seen Bitcoin consolidate for weeks at a time, haven't we, in a small range? Now this is, we'd call it small range. I suppose it depends on how much it extends for, really, but without a doubt, we are definitely have room to go down to here. Let's say, for instance, that low's protected. You know this. Hey, we got Lou in the chat. How we doing, mate? Great to see you. Yeah, yeah. How are we, mate? How are we? Is my brother's just been to you, hasn't he? My brother's just been to you, or is he there now? I don't know. I know he was coming anyway. Oh yeah. You know, he could see Bitcoin trade anywhere down to there without really causing great concern. So is this potentially a new range on Bitcoin? Oh, we're open anyway. We're open on US. I'll tell you what. I'm actually going to get the bell for Monday. Not for Monday, for Friday. I'm actually going to do it. We're actually going to do it. And I'll tell you why we're going to do it. If I don't get the bell for Friday, then I will be forced to do a live giveaway on stream to you guys. So everyone that's watching at the moment, if I have not got the bell with me on Friday, I will do a live giveaway on stream for someone, which will probably make me get the bell. But that's what we'll do. Because I know there's a few of you that missed the bell. I know Nick. It must be driving Nick insane, having not heard the bell for several months now. So I know that there's a few of you that he's just been in, got his wig chopped, just chilling on my break now. Yeah, nice, mate. Yeah, nice little chiller. Barros is laughing. Yeah, that's what we'll do. If I've not got the bell on Friday, I'll be forced to do a live giveaway some sol or something. So that's what we'll do. Yeah, tell you what, yeah. If I've not got a bell on Friday, then we'll do a one soul giveaway on stream for someone that's watching. So keep an eye on that. Keep your eyes peeled. Deal. Yeah, there you go. I know it's gonna make me get the bell. So we're not gonna end up doing a one soul giveaway, but this, you never know. I've been meaning to get it for the past couple months, so you just never know. I may end up forgetting it, and we'll have to do a one soul giveaway on stream. Who knows? But yeah, it's a good way to kind of motivate me in it. It's a good way to kind of motivate me. But yeah, I mean, by the looks of it, US Open, nothing special. But this is probably the kind of wider range on Bitcoin, which takes a bit of time to form in it. If we go back and have a look at what happened in the last one. This is obviously where we formed the last range. So it does take a bit of time to become obvious. And if you notice, actually, we never went all the way back down to here when we formed that range, did we? We never came back to there. So it may be even a case of that we don't go that low. If you actually look at it, maybe we don't go that low. And, maybe that's it. Or maybe kind of in and around here. Maybe that's the range. If we say you look at the previous range that was formed, we never really went back towards the initial demand. So potentially that's the range on Bitcoin that we've just got looking there. Maybe that's it. Who knows? You just don't know, do you? So anything can happen, but yeah, maybe we just have to be prepared to trade in here for the next few weeks, maybe until the end of September. Who knows? Bloody hell, end of September. Can you imagine that? End of February. But we either want to break above there, or if this proves to be demand, obviously a breakdown from there. As we know, we may not get a rush on Bitcoin. It may take its time. But we are selling off on US Open. First 5-minute candle was red to the downside. So we'll see what comes in next. Over in crypto stocks, we got MSTR at 130, Coinbase at 155. Let's see what's going on with Coinbase, because I'm interested in Coinbase stock. Let's see. I'm very interested in Coinbase stock. Yeah, so say you bought here. A run back to all-time high is basically a 3x, isn't it? I would love Coinbase down here. Now you can see that this is definitely demand. Down here is definitely demand. I would love to buy Coinbase at like $80. I think that would just be an absolute steal. That's like, long term, back to all-time high from there is a 5x in it. I think just long-term Coinbase stock, you could easily see a 10x on that. So I'm definitely interested in Coinbase stock. Anyone else eyeing anything up? Is anyone else eyeing anything up? Yeah, I'm definitely interested in Coinbase. Down towards there if we get it. MSTR had such a good bounce, didn't it? It had such a good bounce. But again, I would love strategy at like $50. I think it just when you look at the charts, like that would line up with Coinbase going to 80. You'd have MSTR at 50, Coinbase at 80. Like I think there'd just be so many steals on offer, wouldn't there? There would just be absolute steals on offer when you're looking at stuff like that. And it may not be a case that we get that lucky or be able to be that greedy. But if we do get down there, it'd be an unbelievable opportunity, wouldn't it? It really would be an unbelievable opportunity. So we'll see anyway. We'll see. One thing that is starting to move a bit though. So we looked at this, didn't we, last week? The S&P 500. We looked at this and saying obviously how it was stalling. So you can see obviously we've basically been in the same trading range for a good few months now. But it looks like it's going to have another go at that $7,000 resistance area. So it seems like it's going to have another go. And if that has another go, then that should obviously provide some good breathing room for Bitcoin to head to the upside. Nasdaq's not making a push for it yet. This thing is relentless. I've never really paid much attention to the Dow Jones as well. I don't know anyone else, but I've never really paid much attention to the Dow Jones. Stonksy's been doing miracle work on it long since late 2023 and just got the whole up move. But this thing has been... did you guys look at Asta today? I'm curious. No, but we'll look at that because yesterday it was ripping while everything else was red, weren't it? But this is on 10 months of upside. 10 months of green. That's doing really well. Let's cover Asta though, because yesterday it was doing really well yesterday, wasn't it? So it's already like 60% up from the low. It's already doing well from that capitulation wick. Stonksy's caught it all the way from 55 on this run, so that's a nice move as well. That's like a 15% catch. But seems to be moving well again today. It's green, but yesterday it was doing really well. Yeah, it was like up 8% while everything else was red. If you look on the daily started to move a bit nicely. I think, personally, I don't know about what everyone else thinks about this. Do let me know in the chat. So one thing I've noticed on X is that CZ is taking a lot of heat. Like, his comments, I think he's had to turn his comments off, hasn't he? Because you know, they were getting like that aggressive and that brutal. But it seems like we've broken the downtrend in terms of, you know, since the start of the year, that downtrend that come in, you know, obviously push up and then push down and then rejection, back down, rejection, back down. That was met with rejection initially and then breakthrough yesterday. But I think to myself, obviously with the heat that CZ's been given and taken, what a better way to kind of shut people up than just full send something like Asta. Just, you know, just fully full send it. It still gives me nightmares, the fact that I seen this thing at like 30 cents when it first came out and I never bought it and missed like an easy like 6, 7, 8x. I can't believe that. But yeah, this thing has been doing really well. And I think, you know, if you're looking at it to say, you know, where do you go from here kind of thing. I think that's obviously daily SR in it there. So that's obviously daily SR. You know, you've got support all the way along here and then flip to resistance here and then here. So that's definitely resistance coming in there. And then from that point, probably moving up to here, isn't it? After that, probably moving up to there. So Asta basically just re-enters this range once it gets above. So Asta will probably just re-enter this range once it gets above there. Great. Yeah, it seems to be doing pretty well, Barros, to be honest. Seems to be doing pretty well. Oh, it's a big... Oh, we're falling off on Bitcoin now. We're falling off on Bitcoin now. So all the way back down from that initial move up that we got about an hour ago. So I've pushed all the way back down to there. So back down towards 67k. Nearly got to 69. And then we have, yeah, we've dumped hard. But we are in and around the first 15 minutes of US Open. So are we going to see a reversal from this point on? Itchy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just everything. It's just all waiting on Bitcoin, isn't it? It's just all waiting on Bitcoin. Anything that anyone wants me to cover? Anything specific that anyone wants me to cover? Not really sure where to move on to be honest, because we've not really got much movement on Bitcoin, have we? We're just kind of waiting to see PA develop, so we know kind of what we're dealing with, especially like if it's going to build another range here. We kind of want to see for itself where it finds demand, low time frame, and then obviously maybe moving into like actual demand for a potential range to be built. You can't really know that until it becomes until it becomes obvious. Some things are down pretty bad though, aren't they? I mean, I think the scary thing is like that doesn't even, when you're looking at this on the daily chart, that doesn't even look like a big drop, does it? Like it doesn't even look like a big drop. Yeah, that would be a 50% drop from here. But it doesn't really look like it. Like that would just be like them 4 days again, basically. Same for ETH, innit? Like it doesn't look that much of a big drop to just maybe drop down into there. Yeah, who knows? We will wait for Bitcoin to guide the way, won't we? Whether that's to the upside or to the downside, who knows? The lower ETH would be around 1600, yeah. So if you look at ETH Barros on the weekly, everything is just like very clear. So if you look at ETH on the weekly, it's just really, really clear. Turn Stonksy off for a sec so you can see. But you know, this is like, that's obviously demand. Like, you just look across there, you know, don't you? Like, that's obviously 3 years of price action. That's where it consolidated and then bang up, came back down, retested it. So that is obviously demand from that point on, reaccumulation, and then bang go. That's where it retested last year, held. Okay, good. So again, you know, 1,600 would definitely be an area of interest. If you're wondering what this line is, that is Bitman and Tom Lee's average entry. So 3,825, which basically would see them 60% down, which is crazy, isn't it? Then to the downside again, you know, you've got this, haven't you? You've got, hey, it's Lee. How we doing, mate? You've got this, obviously, where price held again. So you got liquidation wick and then consolidation, rally up, then back down. And then price holds and then goes up. But then you've also got the liquidation wick. You know, do you come down and, you know, do you leave that liquidation wick behind? Or if it's going to come here, may as well it just come and grab that anyway and just give a clean sweep and then maybe back up. It's just depending on Bitcoin, isn't it? It's just depending on Bitcoin. Like, I think with, you know, with Bitcoin, nothing can be out of the question when it comes to alts. So, you know, that would be another 20% drop, which I don't think would surprise anyone. That would obviously then start to get people worried because that's then another minus 40% from here. And then that puts Bitman at minus 70%, which would be crazy. And then that liquidation wick is another minus 50%, and that puts Bitman at almost minus 80%. So everything depends on Bitcoin. They just follow the leader, and obviously they follow it at more of an aggressive rate, whether that be to the upside or the downside. So we've just dropped below 67k on Bitcoin. We've just dropped below 67k. Aston just turned bullish on Stonksy right now. Just got in. We'll catch up this afternoon. So yes, Lee, no worries, mate. Yeah, we're dropping back to the downside now. For any of you that missed the video yesterday, please do go check it out if you can. Please do go check it out. Put a new video out yesterday, and that's ready to watch. You know, at your leisure. But it is a good video. Whoa, 500 and what? That was on 120. That was on 120. That's crazy. I need to see this. Hang on. 534 views. $536. That is crazy. That's just come out of nowhere. That was on 120 this morning. I'm in the it seems like I'm in the algorithm. Do remember as well as coming watching mine, make sure you go and check Wiz's out too. So make sure you go check Wiz out. Wiz is putting daily videos out. And yeah, make sure you go checking Wiz out. Wiz is putting daily videos out. Obviously, amazing content. He's out in Thailand too. So particularly, obviously, I haven't had a chance to watch his one today. But his one yesterday, the start of it was amazing, like showing you like the beach in Thailand and stuff. The Wiz is gonna have plenty of good like content around being in Thailand and that, so it should be great to watch, and obviously makes great content. So do make sure you go and show Wiz some love. But yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Very happy with that. Very, very happy indeed. But yeah, please do make sure. Please do make sure. That could be my first 1,000 view video. That could be my first 1,000 view video. That's now my highest video ever. If you look at, obviously, it was this one. Seems to do it after a day. Weird. Seems like after a day, after one day, it seems like the views kick in. So yeah, very, very happy with that. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone, today. It's been a great stream, hasn't it? I think probably what we should do for the meantime is just get used to chatting to each other. Because until we get Bitcoin like actually forming a range, which maybe it's doing at the moment, maybe this kind of 66k area is going to be where demand comes in, and then obviously we've got resistance up here. So that would obviously then be good for looking for just ping ponging it between support and resistance. But then the fun will obviously come if we can break to the upside. If we can break above 71.5, that should lead to a potential nice bounce above. But yeah, thanks for watching. Only problem going to Thailand is you'll hate your life when you return home. Yeah, I think Wiz has got a good amount of time out there as well, mate. So it'll be a proper back to reality thing, I'm guessing, when he gets back. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed it. Obviously been great chatting to you. And yeah, I tell you what, everyone, for Friday, try and bring a discussion point, because if we're still stuck in this range, it's obviously not going to be the most fun going over the charts, and this may be potentially for the next few weeks. So everyone try and think of a discussion point or a couple of discussion points, and it doesn't have to be crypto related. It can be anything. We can just talk about anything on this stream. It doesn't have to be crypto. It doesn't have to be crypto dominated. But try for Friday. Try and what time Friday? About 1:30, mate. I'm going live. I'm scheduling in for 1:30. I was a bit later today because I was making my thumbnail. I went a bit over time making my thumbnail. But on Friday, try and bring a discussion point. And remember as well, go check my video if you've not. But I will be having another video come out tomorrow. So yeah, there'll be another video tomorrow. So do please check that out. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you all, and have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.